get ready with me while we talk about my mom's second husband. We are gonna call him Dumbass. Well, my mom and my biological father divorced when I was 5 or 6. I honestly don't remember. I was too young to remember really anything. All I remember is one day I came home from school and my mom, my two aunts, and my grandma were all at the house, and we had our rooms full of trash bags, and we got told to take all these trash bags out to the cars, and from then on we lived with my grandma. Today my mom and dad can't seem to agree on the actual reason their marriage ended, but there's a lot of back and forth. So while we were living with my grandma, my mom did date. My dad moved on very quickly with a girl that used to work at my daycare. My mom dated around, dated a couple guys. There was one guy that I really liked, and honest to God, I wish he would have ended up with that dude instead of fucking dumbass that we're about to talk about. He was cool at first, but that's obviously performative. And finally, after about 2 or 3 years of dating, he asks my mom to marry him, which I did not hate at the time because, again, we didn't live with him. We lived with my grandma. And so I had never really gotten to know, the real him. So my mom says yes, and they decide the next best step is to move in together because he has his own house. My mom is obviously living with my grandma with us, and then he has a son from his previous marriage, but they basically wanted to get everybody underneath the same roof. So they officially, they move in together and get married around, I think it was my second grade year. Shortly thereafter, the mask starts to fall off and things get very crazy and scary and abusive and fucking terrible. So when my biological dad found out my mom was actually with dumbass, he kind of lost his shit, and I did not understand until years later why. But basically, come to find out is my cousin on my dad's side, my biological dad's side, had actually been arrested for the use of a substance that rhymes with ref. Allegedly, dumbass, my mom's second husband, was the maker and dealer of this substance to my cousin, which obviously led to his arrest. And I guess my dad had a lot of resentment towards this dude because he was the one feeding my cousin drugs. So my dad already doesn't like him, but honestly, my dad didn't have a lot of room to talk about people who were dating who. That's a story for another time. I will touch on that in a different video because that's a lot to unpack. The first things that I remember that was really awful is my mom's second husband, dumbass, had a corn addiction. And we started to get viruses on the family computer, and my brother was around the age where kids start, boys start doing that kind of stuff. And my mom's second husband started to blame it on my brother. But on multiple occasions, I would walk into the house and I would catch dumbass on the computer watching corn. So I would tell my mom about it, and he would always have an excuse, oh, it was a spam email attachment I opened, I wasn't blah blah blah, right? So my brother would always be in trouble for watching corn and whatnot, but it was not my brother, it was dumbass. Another fantastic memory that I have is when I was, oh my gosh, I had to only have been 9 or 10 years old. I was not very old. The neighbors were over at our house, and I don't even know what we were doing, but basically I sat on my mom's second husband's lap and I farted on him, which, of course, when you're 10, that's fucking hilarious. And he didn't really react in that moment, but whatever. I end up going to my room and the neighbors leave. And after the neighbors leave, he busts into my room and picks me up by my neck and is choking me, throws me up against the wall and was like, don't ever fucking do that shit again. And I'm just like sitting there like completely stunned because what the fuck? And I don't know if my mom saw what happened. I know she knew what happened because I told her, but yeah. Another time, I know my mom and him had gotten into it. I don't really remember about what, but they had gotten into it while she was like at work. And I know she like had kind of wanted to leave him at this point because he was fucking insane, clearly. But they were arguing, and I guess when she mentioned leaving him at some point in the argument, he said, I will burn this house down with your kids and the dog inside of it right now. I think I was in like 5th or 6th grade when that happened. And so my grandma actually comes over and picks me and my brother up and the dog, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But come to find out, like, that's why my grandma came and got me and my brother and the dog, because he threatened to burn us all down in the house. Gosh, I almost forgot this one. This is the beginning of why I despise my birthday. There's a couple more stories to go along with shit that of course has always had to happen on my birthday, but this one, so it was my 2nd grade year, 3rd grade year, I can't remember. But anyway, I had a birthday party, and one of my friends from the birthday party was going to spend the night. Don't ask me how, when, or what happened, because all I know is me and my friend and my brother and her brother, we were all outside playing, and all of a sudden my mom comes out of the back door, and she is like bloody, and all I see is him splash beer all over her. So on my 2nd, 3rd grade year birthday party, in front of my friend and my brother's friend, my mom's second husband hits her and throws beer all over her. I'm guessing he was probably intoxicated, as he usually was. After that, I never wanted to have birthday parties at the house again. And then I think it was my 7th or 8th grade birthday year. So I honestly can't even remember like what happened or how we got to that point. But basically him and I end up into it, and he has the house phone in his hand, and he hits me so hard with it right here that I literally have a welt like this big. And it's like puffy, like up to here on my fucking arm. He is like screaming in my face and like spitting on me. And my brother was actually home, and my brother like got in his face and was like, you know, don't fucking touch her, like don't get that close to her. And my brother buck up to each other and they start going at it, and I start to pull him off my brother, and then that ends up in me and my mom and my brother all getting into it. But we had a whole WWE match in my house that night for my birthday. He hit me, kicked me, pushed me, choked me on more occasions than I can count on all my hands and feet. When my mom finally got the good sense to leave this dude, I'll never forget him like trying to come to me and like give me like some sob story about how heartbroken he was and how much he promised he would change and yada yada, and how much my mom had hurt him. And I just thought that was so funny, because I'm like, you dumb bitch. Like, you seriously think that after everything you did to me that I'm gonna like help you and feel sorry for you? Like, men never lose the audacity, I swear. I'm so thankful that my mom finally left him, and I got my dad, John, who's my mom's 3rd husband, but I always just call him my dad, because he has just single-handedly, like, I don't want to say cured my childhood trauma, but has significantly helped with my healing. And also why I'm just so thankful for my husband, because he has just been the most incredible stepfather to my 2 boys, and I could just not be more grateful for him. I have so much trust in him that I never thought I would be able to have in a man, and I'll forever say that man heals my inner child every single day. But thanks for getting ready with me, and I'll talk to you guys later.